Welcome to the Shift Podcast with your host, Timera LaChae, and co-host Tai-Rhe, where transformation begins for those raising tomorrow. This podcast is your space to hear real stories from real people, everyday individuals and entrepreneurs sharing their journeys in careers, health and wellness, healing, faith, and so much more. Our mission? To inspire, empower, and create lasting impact, one conversation at a time. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Hit that subscribe button and share this with 4 friends. Together, we can spread love, positive influence, and transformation, one household at a time. Want to be a guest on The Shift? Scan the QR code and book your spot today. Plus, we're taking The Shift on the road. Bring us to your next event or conference and let's create transformation in the room. Now, are you ready for today's episode? Come on in and let's shift.
Hello, welcome to The Shift with your host, Timera, LaChae, and co-host
Tai-Rhe.
You all. I hope you're excited about this episode. The Shift is all about transforming the lives of those raising tomorrow. And you all, we are outside in Atlanta, Georgia. It is so beautiful out here. As you see, it's just me and Tai-Rhe today. And we're going to talk today. We're going to have a great conversation that's going to be impactful to you. So I hope you're ready. So let's talk about this workout, this boot camp that I missed.
Yeah. Why? First of all, let's talk about why you missed
it. That's a good question. Because I already had something scheduled, and I'm no longer in the area.
Yeah, I feel you. So
bittersweet moment.
Yeah, it's all good. But you tapped in enough to know what it is, and what is this? Help me, all right, quick. All right, bet. Appreciate it.
Shirt.
You did?
Dang. Just a little bit.
I like this shirt. It's my boot camp shirt.
Just a little.
All right, it's all good. But yeah, you know, the boot camp is based in Macon, Georgia, as of right now, and it's hosted at Booker T. Washington Community Center in the Pleasant Hill community, and it's been growing, man. I've been doing it now for a little over a year. First started it back last year for a Valentine's Day. I call it like Valentine Fine workout session or something like that. And shout out to Tai-Rhe Dance Studio. That was the very first one that I did in that dance studio. Shout out to Miss Pilar and that whole family. And it was a dope situation. I didn't expect the response that I got from. I think that first one I got like 13, 14 people to come out. It might be a little less than that. I think it was actually 10 on the head. I think that's what it was. And so what I'm realizing is that, you know, as I'm doing this, okay, it's a lot of different ways. It's a lot of different viewpoints I look at this whole thing, just with the boot camp alone. But one thing I'm realizing is that it's not the same people that come out every time. So it's like every time it's anywhere between 7 to 17 people that show up. You know, it just depends, you know, but what I'm realizing is that it's a wide variety of people that are tuned into the same frequency, you know what I'm saying? Tuned into the same, you know, self-development search, you know, and we all like realize that, you know, when you take control of your fitness, you take control of your health and your wellness, that elevates you, you know what I'm saying, just in totality. So this boot camp is it's a chance to do that, to connect with people that I don't normally connect with. You know, I have my own clients, and that kind of circle kind of stays a lot more solid than the boot camp circle. And I just say, you know what I'm saying, because it's just like people sometimes they can't make it because of either work related things and I only do it once a month right now. I'm looking at possibly doing it twice a month. But it's just, I think it's a really good community that's being built in and of itself. And yeah, I'm excited about it continuing to grow.
I love it. Well, I've attended the boot camp and it's refreshing. It's a boot camp. And
all right,
it, you know, it's very intense. But the truth is, it shows you that you can do a workout in like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and you get a workout done for your entire body, pretty much. Ooh.
Got beautiful bees buzzing around, you know.
Beautiful bees.
Yeah. And
I love it. It kind of reminds me of when I played basketball. Not all the way, but basketball was a little bit more in depth. But I can honestly say that I love the rhythm of it. I love the environment of it. And it just reminds me that at the end of the day, I have to take control of my life, because I'm not going to sit there and tell you that everything that he instructs us to do at the boot camp I want to do, especially bear crawls. That's not really my biggest.
We actually did something today. You actually missed out because we was bear crawling up a hill today.
See, I missed a great day.
You missed a great day. I'm so serious.
So bear crawls for me, let me tell you, let me explain this. I remember when I couldn't do a bear crawl. Sure. So I'm definitely proud of myself because I can do a bear crawl, and I can honestly say it's mind over matter. Like it's mental, and that's something that I have to constantly focus on my journey of fitness, health, and wellness. Is that because I easily tell myself I can't do it when it comes to my upper body. So anything that you put your mind to, you can do it. You just got to put your mind to it. And the growth process is absolutely amazing. You know, you say you started the boot camp a little over a year ago. I think that's amazing that you're still doing it, because so many people start, but they don't finish. And I believe that most people are starters, but not finishers. What allows you, or what encourages you to keep going?
That is a good question. Man, that like this response is really coming from the heart, but like I've really grasped the concept of being, doing, and having. You know what I'm saying? So the same reason why somebody else would, you know, get up and go to work, you know, just on routine, on repeat. I know that this boot camp has to happen every month. Now, it's been some months. Matter of fact, you was with me one morning before the boot camp. My keys, something happened to my key. I'm trying to think what was it. I lost the key fob or the buttons out the key. Okay, so check this out. I had a Honda CRV. You know, you got the key fob, you open up the door and all that. Some kind of way, I came into the house at night, put my keys on the counter, didn't see anything, right? Didn't notice anything unusual. Went to sleep, woke up, saw my keys on the counter, right? I didn't take a good look at my keys on the counter when I put them there the night before, but I put them on the counter and then woke up, you know what I'm saying, getting ready for the boot camp, saw my keys on the counter, and there's no buttons in them.
What? I just had to throw that in there.
No buttons. Imagine that. Like, your keys are perfectly intact. You don't even know that the buttons can slide out, or like what, I don't, like, it's just crazy. There's no buttons in them.
Supernatural.
Something. I don't know what it was. And you know what's crazy? I didn't even tell you this, but like 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later, I'm gonna finish the story, but 2.5 weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks later, why was the buttons on the dresser that's outside my door? Like, for real. I was like,
what?
Like,
what?
Yeah, I don't, like, that was crazy. Like, it was literally sitting. So I mean, how I'm thinking, like, logically, what happened is maybe I didn't do a good enough job, like, searching in between, because like outside my door is like a couple of crevices, and maybe I just didn't do a good enough job, and I have a dresser drawer there. Maybe it was slid up underneath there, and I just didn't look.
Really tired.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? And
waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I don't know if I was waking up at 4 then, but maybe I was still tired.
Yeah.
And maybe I just missed it. And then the person who comes in, we have valet trash. So like, you put it outside your door. Maybe the person who picked up the trash saw it, boom, put it on the counter. Put it on the dresser. And so maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But all I know is that morning, there was no buttons in my key fob. And so now I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? What am I going to do? I'm not going to cancel the boot camp because I'm just not going to do that. So luckily, Timera was able to come and scoop me. And, well, really, I just took her car, right? And so I just, like, I made the moves I had to make real quick because I don't know what it is about me. I don't always set everything up before time, right? Beforehand. It's like I gotta have a couple of tasks to do right before it's time to do the thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I'm like that, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. But I just know, like, a lot of times, really, I'll miss more stuff sometimes trying to prepare beforehand. Then it's like I'm in the inspired moment of the pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I got this, I got that, I got that, I got
Maybe
that, I
you
got
just
that.
gotta be in motion.
Yeah. But I mean, it's definitely a more organized way to go about it sometimes, you know. But
An easier way.
yeah, for sure.
But it's okay,
A delegated way too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do everything myself, you know.
Teamwork made the dream work.
Definitely. All those.
It's coming though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did what I had to do to make that work. So going back to your original thought, like, you know, it is what it is. Like, I know I'm going to do this boot camp regardless every month. You know what I'm saying? Now, if there's ever, I think if there was a month I did have to cancel, I knew that was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I didn't like allow myself to be comfortable with not doing the boot camp that month. And I think that was December because I didn't have like a building to do it inside of.
Yeah.
And so, you know, coming into this year now, I have multiple buildings where it's like there's no charge for it. You know what I'm saying? That I can do these boot camps in. So it's
Favor.
It's favor.
And
I think to what's up?
like the fact that you're focused.
Damn.
There we go.
It's focus.
Let's go.
Because I was just talking about that to the people today that was in the boot camp. But just like when you focus, like you'll see the opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you don't even see them. And sometimes those opportunities can't see you. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Yeah. So like you have to like literally attract opportunities. Like if Booker T. Washington community center, if the people that was working there, if I didn't like put in the legwork to, you know, make that little connection happen, I wouldn't have known, oh, this is a lady who I did a marketing academy with. She helps run this joint. You know what I'm saying? And now she's telling me, oh yeah, I can use it whenever I want. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would have never seen that if I wasn't focused.
If you wasn't focused.
And that opportunity would have never seen me. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe she would have checked me out on social media and been like, oh, he's doing a boot camp. That's nice. Yeah. And never would have thought that he doesn't have a building to do it inside of, or he's looking for a building to do it inside of, right? So
if you don't ask, how can you get it?
Exactly.
If you don't make yourself available or present, you know. I love that you said that because last night I was on social media and I was talking about how I remember when I was younger and my parents would always say, you can do anything you put your mind to. And during that time, I was singing gospel and I really wanted to be a gospel artist. I really wanted to be a gospel singer. And, you know, they were like, you could do whatever you put your mind to. But I'm in college, 18, and like I just feel like my parents be telling me that. I don't think they believe it. Nah. I don't know what made me think that.
I know, I understand.
And so I was like, I'm gonna put together a concert this summer. So I remember I was like, I'm gonna put it together a concert. I did the flyer without the building. Without anything, I just started promoting it, right? Mm-hmm. And so then the building came, and then after that, I was like, okay, I need singers, I need musicians, I need all of this. So I'm promoting it. We're gonna do this at the end of the month. At the end of August, we're gonna still do it. We're gonna do it. No, at the end of July. And I remember I was working in my dad's cell phone company because during the summer I would open, I would close, and stuff like that. And a lady came into the store, and it was like the Spirit of God was like, ask her what's wrong. She paid her phone bill, and then I was like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And she said, "No, my grandson is in the hospital, and they're saying he's not going to make it." And I was like, "Oh wow, can I pray for you?" And I took her hands. I stepped out of the office. I took her hands and I prayed for her. And then later on, before I closed, she was back, and she was like, "I told my grandson that you prayed for him because when I got in the car to leave, the hospital called me and said my grandson is being released." And so he came, and he was this little skinny little something. And we were talking, and I was telling him about my concert, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a musician." And I'm gonna be real, I ain't believe him. I was like, "There's no way you play instruments."
Right.
I definitely judged him, okay? And he was like, "I play every instrument." Oh, really? Okay. He was like, "I can play keys for you, and then I can find some other musicians for you." And a part of me wanted to be like, "I am not going to trust you. You don't look like you can play anything." But something in me was like, "No, this is God." So I said, "Okay." So then we start rehearsing, and it's true. He's a musician.
Okay.
And everything for the concert just started coming. People, everything started coming together. And I was able to do my concert. And it was crazy because my mom came up to me and my mom was like, "I'm going to be honest. I was really just saying this when I was telling you can do anything you put your mind to.
Right.
But this is who you are." And that was the day, during that concert, that was the day that my mother said, "Anything that you want to do, I'm going to back you." It was like something in me was like, I don't think they see it how I see it. I really think they're just telling me something. So I'm going to prove it. And that was like my first experience as an adult realizing, and I didn't know it was really manifestation. I just had a focal point. That was my focus. And from there, while in college, every summer, I was doing something, you know. So I believe that anytime we focus on something, we attract the very things that we need in order to manifest the things that have been written down. You know, and sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it's scary, you know, but being uncomfortable and being afraid does not mean it's not going to happen.
All right. So how do you explain, like, if somebody's in a bad situation but they're a good person? How do you explain that?
A bad situation but you're a good person.
Yeah, like, for example, there's a woman she's a good woman, you know, she might be a good mom, she might treat everybody around her nice, but she keeps attracting like guys who are abusive to her. Let's say that.
Okay, so if she's a good woman, but she keep attracting abusive men, she's in a cycle. One of the things that I did, this was early on in life, I understood, and I love my dad. I love you, Dad. I understood who my dad is and was. And so early on, my early years, I felt like if I was fully attracted or drawn to a man, something was wrong with that. Like something's not right. Like this pull is coming from a familiar place, even if I'm not familiar with that place. So I feel like once you get in cycles, you're pulled to a certain place. Your job is to reject the pull. So you have to almost look at it like I'm being pulled here, especially if you're still hurting and all that kind of stuff. But if you understand that you're in a cycle, you're going to be pulled towards this cycle because it's internal, it's spiritual. Spirituality is something that we cannot see in the natural. And so you'll be pulled to it. And your job is to go against it. But this is the thing. That means you are denying the flesh. You are denying the flesh. I was telling a group of people the other day, you know, when the Bible talks about we are to suffer, I think people misinterpret that scripture. I think it means to reject the very thing that you're pulled towards that means you know good. Because you're still going to have to suffer because you don't want to It's something is really pulling you that way. It's a stronghold. And you got to say no. You got to put your foot down no until you create a new cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It is not until you create a new cycle that another cycle can even be broken. When you're breaking habits, you're creating new habits.
Mm-hmm.
You can't create new habits without breaking old habits. So you start doing something different than you've already done. And, you know, I mean, because you got some women, the physical is like, I'm not going to talk to him because I'm not attracted. Me personally, I believe the physical is good. The mind is better. That's just me though. Like I'm drawn to the mind. And I know some women is like, no, he gotta look good. Well, for me, that's the plus. But I'm not gonna say that's my first. And I truly believe that if this person is a good person and she's drawn to that, she has to first understand that good people, darkness is drawn to light. Light drives out darkness, but darkness is drawn to light and darkness pulls light.
You know, it's crazy as you said, because I was literally talking to somebody about that just the other day. They said exactly what you said. Darkness is drawn to light or attracts light or something like that. And I said, no, light drives out darkness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so for you to say it's really both, you know what I'm saying?
Well, light can't drive darkness out unless darkness is there.
Say it again?
Light can't drive darkness out unless darkness is there.
Right.
So darkness, believe it or not, I'm not going to call them bad people because growing up, I was taught bad is like for dogs, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say evil is drawn to good.
Mm-hmm.
Good is not drawn to evil, but evil is drawn to good. It's almost like there's a hunger and a thirst in some people that want something that this person has.
Mm-hmm.
So they're drawn to them.
So I'm starting to like shape my view of certain things in a really unconventional way.
Okay.
So because I read somewhere, some people might be familiar with the philosophy of nothing is neither good nor bad.
Okay.
Right. And so I think what it comes down to is really kind of two concepts for me. Is that one is that you can plant a seed, right? Mm-hmm. But the fruiting isn't in the planting. You know what I'm saying? The fruiting season isn't in the planting season, yeah. Right? So you can plant a seed, you're gonna have to water it though. Yeah. Not only are you gonna have to water it, you're also gonna have to prune it as well. Okay, so and over time, you know, every seed that you plant has a gestation period. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter if you planting something good or if you're planting something bad. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are watering whatever you planting, it's gonna grow. And if you're intentional, you're gonna prune that plant. Now, if you're not intentional, it may grow, but you may not be able to control how it grows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's one concept. Another concept that I think it comes down to as well is if I can remember the concept that was just on the tip of my mind, is that basically, okay, you have to understand that when you're going through things, that if you set an intention, if you set a goal, right, I believe life is always going to ask you, are you sure?
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So let's say you are a good woman and you're looking for a guy that's on the same frequency as you, right? Life is going to ask you, are you sure sometimes? Like, so if you've been attracting, this really coincides with the same concept. I'm just saying it a little bit different.
Yeah.
But if you've been attracting abusive guys, you had 2 abusive guys, you're on your 3rd guy now, and it's like, man, I'm apprehensive. You know what I'm saying? I'm this and that. That might have been the same kind of thing that the other 2 guys kind of saw. The apprehension or the weakness or the self-doubt. And they were able to capitalize off of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So instead of, maybe you shouldn't even be going if you can't go confident. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you shouldn't be doing that. But if you are ready to step back out there, put yourself back out there, then it's like life might still ask you, are you sure?
Yeah.
Right? So you might put yourself out there, attract somebody with similar qualities of the last guys. What are you going to do now? Are you going to break the cycle?
Hmm.
Because it's really up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But once you can cut that off, you can identify some of the preliminary, I guess, markers. Then it's like, okay, somebody else may come along. Is this more what you're looking like? Like life might ask you, is this more what you're looking for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you might gravitate to that and be like, let me see. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it don't go all the way that you thought it was supposed to go. So out of maturity and out of, you know what I'm saying, understanding how things go and how life works, you say, okay, boom, I'm a prune right here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so then life is like, okay, so you like this and that about that guy. Okay, what about this guy? Is this more what you're looking for? This might be completely left just to see.
Just to see.
Just to see.
Just to see. I think that number one, whoever's in a situation like that, they should number one take a pause. I think they should focus on themselves. Figure out who they want to become, not who they are, because whoever they are is drawing those kind of men. So it would be more about evolving and becoming, you know, and just focusing on yourself so that layers can be peeled off of you. And then, because I'm at a point now, I used to believe opposites attract. I used to believe that, like, okay, opposites attract. Now I believe that don't make sense because, and I just said darkness is attracted, but I never said light is attracted to darkness, right? So to say opposites attract, that means they're both drawn to each other. Now I believe that that was manipulation and that was a setup. Because when I think about friendships, we always say birds of a feather flock together. One of my things is, and I say this, and somebody tried to correct me, but I knew what I was saying. I was like, all eagles soar together. I was not saying they soar at the same time together. What I was saying was all eagles soar together. That's what they do. They soar. And so my thing is, because to me, it's everything is spiritual first. Yeah. So whether I'm on the East Coast, you on the West Coast, we both soaring. We soaring together. That's how I look at it. So now my thing is I'm looking for a mirror, not someone that is exactly like me, but someone who is similar to me. Like if I look in the mirror, it's like, whoa, right? But even when you look in the mirror, you know, you can look in the mirror, you be looking a little bit bigger than what you really is sometimes, you know. So that's what I'm looking for now, because my thing is I don't want the opposite. That's too much work. Why we got to go through that? But in order for me to attract that, I first got to work on me. I first got to become the best version of myself. The version of me that I love, I enjoy, I embrace. And I think so many times, especially with women be eager to get in relationships instead of heal and become the best. Be by yourself. Like it's nothing wrong with enjoying your own company. It's nothing wrong with being by yourself until the right person arrives. Like, because they going to come. Because you're going to attract them. They're going to be drawn to you. You're going to be drawn to them. Now, this is the thing. You don't know how they're going to look. And it's going to be different because you're different. So I also feel like if you're attracting the same kind of man, you're still the same type of woman. So you haven't evolved. So now you got to start evolving. And that's where it's going to hurt, because that causes you to tell the truth. That causes you to confess. Like you got to be honest with yourself. Like, because we got a lot of women, and I can only talk about women because I'm a woman. We got a lot of women, you won't leave the house without makeup on. I don't know. I can't relate to that. And I got 5 sisters. But I think all of us can leave the house with no makeup on. But at the same time, we got a mother that don't wear makeup. So we have a mother that, my mother embraces who she is. She She's not in competition with people. She's just in her own lane, you know, and she's confident in her plainness. Okay, she plain, but she's confident in it, and you can't get her to change. And so, me having 5 sisters, and nobody really wear makeup. I do for photo shoots and stuff like that. That's about it.
I'm about to say people gonna call your cap.
No, like for photo shoots. But I'll leave the house any day with no makeup on. We got people that now I got better with this because at one point, you know, I just leave the house with jogging pants, t-shirt on, collar, day go to the store because I don't care. Okay, but I'm getting better.
Okay, so look, let's stop right there. Just a quick little rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying? Quick little detour. So, you know, I was telling T one time, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I'm gonna be real, I didn't really get like even have any like fashion sense direction until I was probably 26, 27. A lot of my guys in college would tell you that, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was looking good. They'd be like, hell nah, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. I appreciate y'all. For real. Woods Tape, shout out. But yeah, so you gotta be able to step right and not care, because you know T can put it together. When she put her mind to it, she really can do it, right? But it's like you also, if you okay, you don't want to ever look like you just didn't care. You want to look like you didn't try, but not like you didn't care, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you got that. I think that message really sunk in.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Because,
yeah.
I mean, I really didn't care.
Yeah.
And, but I'm better now. Oh, man. I'm just evolving, y'all. I'm just evolving. But it takes having people in your corner talking to you. Because I do want to go back to the girl, because a lot of people don't know. And I'm glad you brought that up. Another thing, people be keeping their mouth closed.
Yeah.
Instead of being transparent.
Yeah.
Having, whether it's your siblings, having friends where you are open, transparent, and they're able to say, no, but guess what? You got to be willing to listen. Even if it hurts, you have to be willing to listen. I think a lot of people stay in situations because they keep it to themselves. And if you keep it to yourself, then you'll stay in it longer. You got to be willing to open your mouth and just, you know, it's nothing new up under the sun. And I think once you understand there's nothing new up under the sun, your situation, it ain't as bad as you think it is. Somebody's situation is always worse. But what I don't want you to do is everything that you're going to keep it to yourself. Like, you don't have to. You may think people going to judge you, but the truth of the matter is they're probably already talking. They're probably already whispering. But you matter. And you need to know that you matter. And I think a lot of people don't understand that they matter. Because you do. You really and truly matter. You have to know that. I know growing up with my sister Maya, who has vitiligo, to us, all we saw was Maya. Like, it's like vitiligo where. But I remember, like, being in stores and all of that, she just started crying. And it'll be like, what are you crying for now? And she'll point, and people are talking about her and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's, when I say I will always give my mother her flowers, man. My mother taught Jemiah how to love herself. She taught us how to love ourselves. But we would say, Maya, you're beautiful, all these things. And it was like we would forget, but people would remind us that our sister have vitiligo. And it was, she would cry and she would cry. And I just thank God today, because now you can't get, she don't care. She gonna take pictures, she gonna post, she gonna do that. You can't tell her she ain't beautiful. And so you matter. Like, that's what it boils down to. But you gotta know that you matter so much that when you don't want to work out, you work out. You matter so much that you might be getting that tug to say, you know, I need to let go of me. You just gotta let it go. You matter so much that you like, you know what? I want to live a long, healthy life. So there's some things that I need to do. I need to get a coach like Coach Rhe, right? I need to I need to do this for me. You can't do it for somebody else. You got to do it for you. And we got a lot of people getting in relationships and all this stuff. And everything you do, you're doing it for that other person. But the truth is, you got to do it for you, because when it's time for you to close your eyes, you're closing your eyes by yourself. And once you understand that, you'll start living for you and not feeling like, am I being selfish? No. Like we say, you're being self-full.
Yeah. So talk about, yeah. Okay. So as we wrap up, I know you usually ask the questions at the wrap up, you know what I'm saying? But what's something that you feel like you had, like, well, actually I don't know, a lot of people may not know that you just like moved to the Atlanta area. And what's been the biggest, I guess, obstacle in moving, and just like, and like if you could frame it in a way of like where people in general, you know what I'm saying, like transitioning from one phase of life to the next phase, you know what I'm saying, what's been your biggest obstacle?
Well, I've always been a person that could get up and go.
Okay.
But I would say having children on this journey causes me to ask myself, am I doing the right thing? Um, I think I'm really crazy. Um, and then even when fear arrives, my biggest thing is, am I doing the right thing when it comes to my children? As far as moving and getting through and making stuff happen, I think I was prepared for that. I've been doing that for a long time. But my biggest thing is not disappointing my children. Yeah, that would be the biggest thing, because it's like, I have no problem walking out on faith. I have no problem doing none of that. It's just making sure that my children are taken care of, and I'm able to provide for my children, and they not see um, me give up.
It's real. It's real. Good. Well, one thing I want to close with, you know what I'm saying, it's not so deep, but look, I just got these new braids, right? And so, you know who Allen Iverson is?
Yes.
Okay, because you be acting, come on now. You be
I don't know
acting.
a lot of people, but
All right.
yeah.
So, I just got some braids, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them to be like Allen Iverson right now. Okay, now, I have a really good stylist, okay? I do. Maybe I wasn't as clear as I needed to be, right? I sent a picture that I feel like it was kind of, because Allen Iverson, his braids, I really only like giving 4 braids for a couple of reasons. Because I'm tender-headed, one. I don't like being somebody, especially braids to the head. I do not like sitting there for hours. You know what I'm saying? Give me 4 braids, it's gonna take an hour tops straight. You know what I'm saying? So I got some Allen Iverson inspired braids, right? And then the picture that I sent to her, I don't know if it was all the way exactly. When I look back at the picture, I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, I think she actually did do it. But, you know, I don't know if also I was communication, guys. You got to make sure you communicate in life, right? So I'm learning how to communicate better every day. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think I probably should communicate a little bit more. Like, I want them to be like Allen Iverson braids, right? You tell me, and then if you watching, you know what I'm saying, tell me too, you know what I'm saying? Are they
I'm scared. I'm scared. Like, what?
Allen Iverson braids or not?
I mean, they're nice. They're not.
Okay.
It's nice.
Okay, this is
But
another.
didn't he do
Look,
like skinny ones?
okay, so he had a few
But they're
different
nice.
styles. He had a few different styles. The ones I was looking for was the squiggly ones, and I think he had like 8 of those. So like, or maybe even 6, but like 8 probably. So I knew that this was gonna have to be a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
You think it's cool for real?
Mm-hmm. It's nice.
All right, bet.
Because I would tell you.
You would for real? All right, bet.
My face would have.
All right, cool. And then also when I got it done, I had been like rocking a fro for like 3 or 4 weeks. And so I was letting my sides, I just wasn't giving a crap about like the sides and all that. So then when she braided it, and it didn't look like Allen Iverson to me, I was like, I'm looking at the hair on the side too. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna rock it. You know what I'm saying? And inside I was a little like, I don't know. I might have to take these out. I'm gonna line it up first, you know what I'm saying? I'll do my own lineup, you know, fade and everything. So shout out to Sonya, man, because she is a dope stylist. I don't know why I doubted you.
You did good.
I'm only human, okay? But yeah, so appreciate you, girl. And yeah, that's all I got, man. It's like, I mean, I still want to know from anybody who's viewing, you know what I'm saying? Is it all right? You know what I'm saying? I think it's okay. I think I'm actually,
It's
I'm
really
happy.
good.
I'm happy with
You
it.
said Sonya?
Sonya, yeah.
Sonya, you did great. You did great.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, she did good.
Okay, bet.
She did really good.
Bet.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, so you all, I hope y'all got something from this episode. I think this was a really great episode.
For sure.
So you all, before we end, of course, I am Timera LaChae, and I am the founder and CEO of Increase Marketing and Consulting, where we bring business to reality through graphic design, brand strategy and development, business strategy and development, coaching, and client representation. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're ready to go to the next level, you're ready to scale your business, get to 6 figures, visit our website at increaseglobal.net. Also, if you are ready to be healed from past trauma, childhood trauma, relationship trauma, go to TimeraLaChae.com. I would love to be your coach in this season.
I'm Tai-Rhe Turner, aka Coach Rhe. If you want to reach me, you can do that on Instagram at Reflect Heal Elevate. You can also reach me on Facebook at Tai-Rhe, Tairhe Turner. If you also want to reach me on the website, you know what I'm saying, you want some CMOS, you know what I'm saying, you want to heal your body from the inside out, because here at Reflect Heal Elevate, what we do focus on is developing the self-awareness of those individuals who actually want to develop their self-awareness through fitness, nutrition, and also the spirituality. Okay, so if you need any help in any of those areas, just hit me up. I feel like am I missing something?
ReflectHealElevate.com.
ReflectHealElevate.com. That is the website, and also my email as well is TAIRHE. That's Tai-Rhe at ReflectHealElevate.com.
You really want to get the sea moss. The pineapple is really good.
Really, you really do. Like, you really want to, like, as soon as you get done watching this video, like, rewind it back a few seconds and figure out which way you're going to contact me, and do that and get your sea moss.
For real.
For sure.
The event I was at today, somebody was selling sea moss.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I thought about you. And then I was like, I don't know how this really works. So you all, if you shifted, put shift in the comment. Share this with 4 of your amazing friends. And until next time, this is The Shift.
Let's get it.